Hi, this is Carrie from Scrapyard Chicks, and I just want to bring you our photo ornament for the day. Today it is kind of a little lantern that you make. We're going to punch out these little squares, put some photos in there, and then you actually hang it over one of your Christmas lights so it kind of glows. Very cool thing. It's hard to photograph to see really the effect. I did it in black because I think the black at night when you have your Christmas lights on, I think that you will see all of these little details like the little border punch and all of that. So I'm just going to show you how we're going to go about putting this together. It's a real simple project. This is one you could do with your kids. Nothing really dangerous or sharp or anything with this. So anyway, what you want to start out with this is a piece of cardstock. You can use pattern paper, but you need to make sure it's only single-sided, because what happens is the light will shine through, and if you have a pattern on the back side, it will that pattern will show. So this piece of paper is 2 3/4 by 10 1/2. If you're not going to do a border punch on the bottom, you could do it at 2 1/2 by 10 1/2, but we wanted to do a little decorative edge there. So go ahead and you're going to score it at 2 1/2, at 5, 7 1/2, and at 10. And then once you get that done, you can just go ahead and put your score pal kind of up out of the way for a bit. Then we're just going to go ahead and we're going to border punch one of those long edges. Or you can use decorative scissors if you want. There's just lots of different things that you could do. Just something to give it kind of a fancy edge. Since it's a Christmas ornament, you know, you want it to be kind of, oops, I think I'm going to be off there, kind of fancy-ish. So you're just going to go ahead and border punch that bottom edge. So I'll show you one that's already done. So we've got this one that's already finished. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to cut out these little square windows. Now I actually have a punch that is a 1 3/8 inch punch, which is just a little bit smaller than a 1 1/2, which works great. If you have a little square punch like that, what you want to do is just take your pencil, and on the back side of this, you want to mark in a 1/2 inch all the way across, and then find the center. And then all you need to do with your paper punch is just to line that up. Well, my center. How do you mark the center here? You just want to kind of line that up, and you can just punch out that little square. It's real easy thing to do. If you don't have a punch like that, what you can do is from a Post-it note, go ahead and cut yourself a 1 1/2 inch square, and then just go ahead and set that down. It's nice because it's a Post-it note, so it's going to be sticky on the back. Just go ahead and center that. Take your pencil and you can trace around this, and then you can go ahead and put that into your trimmer, just lining it up, and you can trim out that square shape. It just makes it really fast and easy to do. I'm going to go ahead and just punch these out with my paper punch just for time's sake, but you can do it with a trimmer, and it works really well. So for your photos for this, so then you end up with a piece that looks like this. You've got your 4 little windows, and then you've got your decorative edge. You can go ahead and score that along your score lines. And we are going to end up folding it into a lantern shape, but you don't want to do that just yet. First, we're going to put our little pictures in the center. So then what I did is I just printed these with a laser printer on just a plain old piece of paper. I didn't use photo paper because you want it to be a little bit translucent. You can also do this on vellum. And then you're going to go ahead and you're going to cut these out. Now the little opening is about 1 1/2 by 1 1/2. But you want your pictures to be just slightly bigger than that, because you want to make sure you have enough space to be able to, so you don't see any white around there. And you also want to make sure that you have some room to glue those into that little lantern shape. So I'm just going to trim them out just a little bit larger. And then you can just kind of trial fit them to kind of see how they're going to go in there. Now you can see I've got a little bit of white showing, so I'm just going to take my scissors. I'm going to trim a little bit more white off the bottom. But it's just good, it's always good, you know, pictures are all different sizes and things. So I just picked 4 random Christmas shots. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my adhesive gun, and I'm just going to go around the perimeter of my little opening with my adhesive. And then I'm going to center my picture in the little window, like so. And you can see that I ended up having some sticking out. Just take your scissors and trim that off. And you might need to do a little trimming on the inside too, just to make sure that you don't go over the fold lines. But you want to make sure that your picture is really sat in there pretty well. So we're going to go ahead and repeat that. So see how we've got that little picture just showing in that little hole? And because that's just copy paper, when I put a Christmas light in there, it's really going to glow. It's a really great effect. So I'm going to go ahead and repeat that for all 4 of my little openings, and then I'll show you what we do to finish this up. Okay, I went ahead and put my pictures into all my little openings, so you can see how they're all adhered down on the back side. When you go to do this, to create these pictures, all you do is you can do that in Word. You don't have to have a photo editing program or anything. You just pick Insert Picture, and then you can just pick on your format, you can just resize them. I resized them to be slightly bigger than my 1.5 inch opening. And then when you print them, you want to leave a little bit of paper around there so you have room to go ahead and stick those down. So the next thing that you could do is you could embellish your little frames with some rhinestones. You could do this once it's all put together, but it's easy to do it when it's flat. So I just went ahead and did that on 2 sides. You are going to punch the top of 2 of these for your little handle. So if you do embellishing, you want to make sure that you leave some space for that. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to punch my handles. You just want to find the center point. This is 2.5 inches, so that center point is going to be 1 1/4, and you just want to mark that. And then you can just punch that with just a regular old hole punch. And then you're going to do the same thing on the piece that's going to be across from it. So you want to go ahead and do the same thing. So you don't need to punch all 4 panels, you just need to punch 2 of them. And that's just going to be the little handle that holds it onto the Christmas tree. Now I like these tinsel stems for this step because I think that it makes it easier for you to be able to shape them. You know, sometimes it's hard to get it right on the Christmas light. So you could also use a piece of ribbon if you wanted to. I'm just going to use my regular dry adhesive and put adhesive all over that little flap. And then we're just going to go ahead, that's just going to seal up our little lantern shape like this. And then I'm just going to take my tinsel stem, kind of bend it about in half, and I'm just going to go ahead and feed it into those little holes like this. And then I can just go ahead and just twist it around just to create my little hanger or handle, whatever you want to call it. Another thing you could do with these is you could put a little tea light inside of them. Now when you're making these, you notice we didn't seal this up. You want to leave the top open, and the reason for that is Christmas lights do get warm, and you want it to have kind of a chimney so that it doesn't overheat and catch on fire or anything like that. So that's why we just left it open like this. So we've got our little handle on there. So now it's all done. We've got our decorative edge at the bottom, our little photos, a little handle, and then you can go ahead and decorate that with some of your fun Christmas embellishments. So this was our day, gosh, it's our day 8. We just have 2 more days of Christmas ornaments from Scrapyard Chicks, and we look forward to bringing you 2 more fun ornaments in the next couple of days. Thank you. Bye-bye.